East Tennessee's own WDVX. It's your good buddy Colton Zenni, and I am at Rooster Walk 16 Music Festival, and I'm sure happy to be joined by Drury Anderson and Sam Wilson of Mountain Grass Unit. These guys have been on the road more or less nonstop since last May.
That's spot on.
1 year post-grad. You're from Berkeley School of Music?
Yep.
And you are from the University of Alabama, I know.
That's right.
Of course, we're based out of Knoxville. So
man.
We'll let that one slide.
Yeah, Mountain Grass Unit does not play Rocky Top. I'll put it that way.
Fair enough. We hear too much of Rocky Top around our parts, I'll tell you that. Well, I got to tell you, what is life on the road like? I want to start with that because y'all have been on the road full time for just about a year. And if I'm not wrong, it's like the first time sort of in Mountain Grass Unit's career that it's been full-time touring, right? Because y'all just graduated school.
Yeah, dude. It's, since a year we've kind of upgraded a little bit. We were originally for the past couple of summers, because summers were really the only time that we were doing like a full-on tour because, obviously we had school. And so during the summers, we drive around with a Ford E350 Econoline, and it was great, but since then we've added more members of the crew, and we added Cameron Reichert on front of house and Alex Colbreth on photography and Reggie Dornbach on all that tour management stuff. And so now we've sort of upgraded to a Sprinter van, and we're moving around with a big trailer and Sprinter van, and it seems like everyone's reasonably comfy.
It's definitely more comfortable than the Ford.
Yeah.
It's a little more space, so it keeps us a little more sane. You can spread out a little bit.
Right.
It's just like in the Ford, you kind of all, it's like being packed in a minivan, you're kind of all on top of each other, and it was like those long drives, your shoulders shoulder, you kind of go crazy. So that's made it a little more bearable, but
for sure.
The traveling is not fun all the time.
It's not great. It just like the drive, long distances obviously are a little bit of a trek, but once you get to a cool place like this or any of the festivals that are coming up or anything like that, you get to kick back and see people, and just hang out. So it really makes it all worth it, especially when you get up on the stage and, you play well or, had a good crowd or whatever it may be. It makes for a really good time.
Absolutely. I wonder, when it's show after show, week after week, month after month, how do y'all approach each show and say, okay, we're going to make this an individually, make each show special or make each show matter? I guess, how do you keep them from not, all blending together and kind of going through the motions?
So I guess we've been on the road for about a year, and it's not like we're always on tour. We have little breaks here and there, or we would probably die. But so what we've been doing recently is we try every show, or almost every show, to incorporate at least one new element, whether that be a song, whether it be a sit-in, or honestly, we like to do, even if we don't have time to learn a new song that day, we'll take two songs we already know and do a different, one into the other and different arrangements of that.
Right.
To kind of give each show a new life, to not only keep it, engaging for the audience, but also if we were playing the same stuff every night, it would get so old.
Yeah.
So trying to do that, trying to do, give the originals different versions and stuff, and it seems like the crowds and stuff, and people who come to the shows have been really enjoying it, which we are glad because we've put in a lot of time doing it.
Absolutely, right.
Definitely our hardest battle right now, trying to add a new element or create originality on the shows every time, so it's a great question. It's definitely something we have to deal with every night or, every day that we play, getting something new or making it feel not stale.
It's interesting you say, there's a number of different ways that you can make something new, whether it's a new segue. It doesn't have to be, we're going to have a new song every time, right? But there are different ways that you can tweak it, new set list every night. I know that's how you guys roll, right? You're not playing the same show night after night, and I think that's one thing that, has you guys one of the hottest acts in the game today.
Totally. I think it's completely reasonable. I think a lot of people have this idea of if we were in a bus and we got driven overnight and we woke up at the thing, we'd learn a bunch of new songs for the day. But a lot of the times we were in the van all day, and I can't get an upright bass out in the van. We can't practice in there. So we don't really have much time to, like, if we had the time, we'd learn a new song every day for a show. But so we just do the best we can with what we got.
Yeah.
During the show, what makes you guys feel like really good about what you're playing? Is it an audience response? Is it something on stage between you guys where you're like, oh, like we're really firing right now?
It's kind of different. I'd say most of the time it's usually an audience thing, It's a weird combination, like a good show when you walk away and you're getting back in the van and headed to wherever you're going. We talk about a good show, and it can be a combination of things. It can be because the crowd really enjoyed it. Maybe we didn't even know they enjoyed it. It was just a good, like, attentive but lively crowd. People were having a good time. Seemed like they were enjoying themselves, taking a load off. And, like, how well we felt up there playing and maybe the new original stuff that we try to work on before the show. If it goes well, that's always a great feeling. It's kind of just like there's no real telltale sign. It's just more like, what was the combination of all those things and how did we feel? But one thing I will say is we've noticed that weekends are always, even if we didn't necessarily play better, it always seems like weekends are a little bit just better of a vibe, because
I think the correlation to crowd alcohol and substance consumption and not having work in the morning
for sure
plays a role.
But we feed on that, and like, and maybe they don't do that, and maybe they're just psyched that it's Friday, whatever have you. That's pretty great when they're really getting into it.
Is there anything that stands out to you that's like, oh, that we're that makes you feel really good about what y'all are playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, the crowd obviously has a big, hand in, like, the vibe of the whole room and everything. I think that we always try to come out there firing and, like, really, even if the crowd's not active, we'll just kind of like, all right, let's try other things, and sometimes we'll call audibles on stage, like, if we notice that they're reacting a certain way to this or something, and change the set to kind of curate to it. Like, we played in Savannah, and it was all right after Billy weekend. Everyone was clearly very tired and hungover, so we just played a very chill, mellow set, and they seemed to really like it. But normally it's like, rah, But all that aside, I would say that, like, the vibe on stage between us, if we're all relaxed, if we're kind of, like, well rested, or have actually eaten that day or something, we kind of lock in a little more, and just, it's like anything else. So we have good days, we have bad days. One person may have a good day, one person may have a bad day, and some days it's on, some days it's not.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of just random.
Right on. So I wonder, on the road, do you guys ever have time to write, and do you have time to practice?
Practice, yeah. We try to do as much as we can. It's like the yin and yang of being able to get sufficient sleep and eat and those sort of things that are necessary for playing a good show, but also, like, feeling prepared and everything like that. So we really try to prioritize both. Most of the time, we usually try to run a lot of the songs that are new, and if there is a new transition to something, we really try to just nail that real quick and make a practice as streamlined as possible. Usually in sound check, just getting comfortable, making sure that everything sounds the way we want it to, and yeah.
Yeah, and I'd say, like, with writing, I kind of think of it like the live performance and writing are kind of two different things. Of, like, when we're on the road, there's so many different things that we have to, like, practice for and get ready for the shows, and not only all that, but also, like, all the travel and everything. That writing, I think at least most of our writing happens off the road, and, like, on the breaks we have, and it's how our writing normally goes is that one of us individually will come up with an idea or concept and get it, like, we try to say like 50% or done of like, this is the bones of the song I have, here's some lyrics, or here's the idea, the vibe I'm going for. And then when we have time, we'll have like writing sessions where we'll be like, all right, like who's got ideas, let's go through them and see if we can, you know, help build it out from there if you hit a wall.
Yeah, I want to say the only one that we've written together on the road is Smuggling. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, we wrote that in the van. That was the only one, yeah.
Smuggling in the van.
Yeah.
I
That
love
was
it.
the idea, is we wanted to write a song about like, you know, because we were in the van going through, like, we were out west, like going through the valley. So
Right.
we're like,
Yeah.
all right, like, what's a cool idea for that? Like, what if, and we're in a white van, a Fort Econoline, you know? We're like, what if we were smuggling drugs?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we weren't smuggling
Yeah,
drugs.
what
like,
if?
Bro, you gotta put that on the record.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no drugs smuggled.
No
no
drugs.
drugs. No drugs.
No, and remember, kids, no drugs. Mountain Grass Unit says no to drugs.
If you want to be a jam band or a psychedelic band, you cannot do drugs.
Well, let me. That's actually a good segue. And let me ask about that. What if you had to kind of classify Mountain Grass Unit? You're a bluegrass band. Are you kind of a jamgrass outfit? Do you think of yourself more of a progressive bluegrass outfit, or do you really not like to mess around with
No, I mean,
such categorization?
you know, we've always called ourselves a jamgrass band, and it's funny because it's like I think we put that title on ourselves before we sat back and said, what makes a jamgrass band like a jamgrass band? You know, like what do we need to do more to sound like a jamgrass band? And we kind of let that go. You know, I think that we're confident in our sound, and we assess everything really. And I mean, if I'm wrong here, you know, feel free to chime in, but I feel like we assess a lot of things based on how the crowd reacts, you know?
Yeah.
And when we're writing, we're thinking about an audience. When we're playing, we're thinking about an audience. When we're practicing, we're thinking about the audience. Like, most of our musical choices come from how we want the audience to react, you know?
Right.
That's kind of like the fun for us, is getting out there and doing surprises and doing things that like really kind of throws the audience off. And that's kind of why we like to mess around with doing like funny songs and, you know, stuff
fake
like
outs.
Yeah, fake
Yeah.
outs or teases or like what have you, you know. People love that stuff, and like it's super fun for us to do, you know. So that's a great little medium for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say like we always try to just play stuff that we think's fun and what we think people enjoy and what we enjoy, and that like we've never really tried to be like, oh wait, that's not jammy enough, like we need to fit into that category. Like, oh, that's, you know, too jammy. It's kind of like we just do whatever, and then people can decide what they want to call it, but that's just what it is. It's us having fun, really, and hoping other people have fun with it.
And it's kind of funny, man. It's like the fan base, the great people who come to these freaking shows and listen to us are so different. Like, there's so many different like groups and types of people that come to these shows, and like it really depends on who you have there, like what you're gonna do. And like we've gotten good at like kind of estimating what our audience is sort of gonna look like. By look like, I mean more so like what sort of vibe they're gonna give, you know, and like
What they'll enjoy.
what
you
they'll
know.
enjoy. And you know, we'll write a set based on that, you know. If we have like a more younger sort of southern crowd, we know they're listening to Panic, you know, or whatever, you know, or they maybe like the more traditional bluegrass because it's, you know, started around this area
Right.
or whatever, and we'll do more of that. Or, you know, once we go out west, or maybe on the west coast, like we're starting to get a little bit more jammy and hitting more of the jam band catalog or whatever. And sometimes we just do a mix because we don't know, you know.
I wanted to kind of go off of that. How do you get a read of what you might be walking into night to night?
I mean,
Yeah.
dude, we're all pretty good at that. I don't know. I'm funny in the way that like I have all these like categories of types of people, and I can like guess in a way. Like I'm like, I feel like I would know like what maybe you would enjoy,
right?
You know, and it's like a combination of things, like where they're from, you know, like who the group is, like who you brought to the show or whatever, like seeing that. And once you play a certain venue one time, or at least a certain city, you kind of like make a little summary of what the city was like. Like for example, like we went to Peoria, Illinois. We'd never been to Peoria. We have no idea what the people are like there.
That's a big hit to Peoria, Illinois.
Dude, we get there and it was like fish in Deadheads. Like literally only diehard jam band heads. Who would have known?
I'd have had no idea.
Who would have known? Exactly.
They were awesome. That was probably one of the most fun
sick.
shows we've ever done.
They had like Goose's old lighting rig up there. Like they were serious. Like they came to jam, and it's like one of those things. Like okay, we never would have guessed that these people were so locked in on this scene in Peoria, Illinois. But now we know. Like if we go back, we're getting weird for them, you know, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, do you see it like an amount of tie-dyes in the crowd, and you're like, oh, tie-dye meter is up.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I feel like now as we're starting to grow and the crowds are getting bigger, like that was our strategy for the longest time because it was small enough to where we could really cater because the audience would kind of be in one sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But now as we're going in these big venues and you're starting to see like this group who like may like more traditional than this who like may like more progressive, we're just kind of starting to, I feel like, cater to what we know the audience is like for like the region, but also just kind of put a bunch of stuff on there that we want to play that night.
Yeah,
and
a good mix
of all of it, of like, okay, this is some, but then we're like, all right, we're kind of like, we want to show this group this, you know, we want to show that group that, and get them to kind of, you know, figure out both sides.
Mesh together, yeah.
So
bring something for everybody.
So we'll try to do the set of like, here's a jammy tune, and then here's like a traditional tune, you know, and like kind of mix that around of like, so you get a little education in there.
That's right. Bringing some musical education on the Come See tour.
Yeah. Dude, and I'm telling you, like, sometimes you'll never know, like, you just play a random song that you wouldn't assume would do very well, and then like, you're like, whoa, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Man, yeah. It's like, I mean, I went to Alabama and like, you know, it's crazy. We play shows and you see a bunch of like fraternity guys, sorority girls singing along to like traditional bluegrass, and you're like, wow, this music has really gotten some reach these days.
Man, does it feel like that to you guys? Like bluegrass or progressive bluegrass or jamgrass is like kind of having a sort of a big wave moment?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, dude, you can't deny that like the Billy train has definitely helped things out right now, you know. He was a huge influence of us, and I think that a lot of people right now are going to his shows because we do too, you know. We love his stuff, and like
good.
It's introducing, he's doing a really good job. The reason I bring Billy up is he's doing a really good job at introducing people to these old traditional bluegrass songs, and maybe these songs that they haven't heard of, and realizing, or getting people to realize that they really do like bluegrass music. They just never had a good introduction to it, you know? And that's huge for us because we didn't start playing bluegrass because of Billy, because we've always, you know, we're introduced through other routes, but, you know, in the long run, anytime that we play these bluegrass songs, well, we've got much larger of a fan base because of those things, you know? So that's really great.
I know you guys have discussed it in interviews before, but kind of walk us through quickly. You just mentioned, you know, you got into bluegrass through other routes. So, you know, walk us through both your guys' sort of musical roots and how you got together playing, and kind of give us a quick evolution of Mountain Grass Unit.
Yeah, dude. Well, when I was like 7, my dad kind of like, he's a musician himself, and he was like, you know, it would be really cool if you like learned an instrument, you know. And he was like, we should take you to Fretted Instruments, which was the like local music store, and he was like, you know, you can pick out whatever you want, like doesn't matter, just pick any instrument. And at that time I was good friends with Luke and his brother was playing the mandolin, And I just thought it was cool. I didn't know anything about bluegrass, but I had seen the mandolin because he had introduced it to me, and I was like, man, I really want to learn that because it's small, it looks cool. And so my parents got me a mandolin, and I started learning and got really into it. My dad's friend ran a bluegrass festival for 20 years that I was kind of indirectly part of, and he would always, check on me and make sure that I was still learning. And I didn't really know it at the time, but I was absorbing a lot of bluegrass music and coming to appreciate it. Although at that time I was probably listening to Macklemore or whatever the hell
Right.
was on my iPod. But I came around to it. Honestly, it was really when Luke, we had been doing the rock band with Sam. Sam came into the picture really early on in junior high school. And
Yep. One of our good friends got a drum kit for Christmas, and there was electric bass in my house that my cousin had learned to play, and then he had given up and given to my dad because my dad plays guitar. And so then this friend was like, hey, like, come over here, I got a drum kit. I kind of knew Luke, and he was like, yeah, like Luke from school is gonna teach you how to play it. So I went over there and I started learning from Luke, and I started taking some lessons on electric bass. And then we had a rock band in middle school. This was all in like elementary, middle school. In middle school, we were in a rock band. I met Drury through Luke. And then, so we played for a couple years, and then our rock band, like our members kind of split up. We were going different ways or whatever. But they had been doing.
The band broke
The
up?
band broke up, man.
Yeah.
The middle school rock band. Who
never
could've
had a
guessed?
real like band breakup. That definitely was.
Yeah, it was just, but it wasn't like a bad breakup. It
No,
was
no,
pretty
it's
chill,
just like
but-
we all, it died right then.
But
and
we,
there.
it was.
Those middle
we
school
were
band
all,
breakups can be intense.
Oh,
we
man.
were all still good, and Luke and Drury have been doing a duo bluegrass thing for a while on the
Yeah.
side, and then so they were like, hey, like we got this gig coming up. If we want you to come like play it with us on bass, but you got to get an upright.
You got to get a doghouse.
Yeah, you
bass.
got to
Gotta
get
get
one.
a doghouse,
So luckily
man.
enough, I have my mom had a friend who like she used to work with or something, and he had one, so he let me borrow it, and I learned from YouTube. And I played our first gig on upright bass 3 days after I first touched an upright bass.
It was
in
a
my
TED
life.
Talk too. Like
It's on YouTube.
It's on
TED
YouTube.
plug the video. What video was it? TED Talk on
TEDx
the-
Youth MBJH
It was-
and Black Band.
And Black Band. That was the old name of Anderson Black.
Okay.
Their last
Yeah, that's what
names.
we used to be called. And
Shortly after that, we
Oh,
changed it.
so you played for the TED Talk. You didn't learn bass off the TED Talk.
no.
You learned on YouTube.
Yeah, it was like
I got the
we
upright
were one of
bass
the
3
featured-
days before that video was
Before.
filmed.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yeah, you really can. I
it's-
mean, you could tell that all of us
Well,
hadn't been playing for very long.
I mean, remind me how old you guys were?
I think I was probably 13 or 14, and these guys were probably 15 or. You wouldn't have been driving, so probably 15.
yeah, probably 14 or 15. If you were 13, 14, we would have been 14, 15.
Yeah. But yeah, it was originally the And Black Band, and then it became the And Black Unit, and then that turned into
We were the Black unit?
yeah for a minute, and then
Oh, wow.
Mountain Grass Unit.
I
think.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
The Mountain Grass unit. We were the Mountain Grass unit for a long time.
we dropped the.
It's probably
a
it's
couple
probably,
years
it
ago.
rolls a little better.
Yeah, it's kind of funny in
Didn't fit on a
Instagram.
poster very good.
Yeah, and like Instagram, we had like _mountain_. It's like it's kind of redundant.
It
you
didn't
know?
work?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So.
Yeah.
MGU works well too.
Yeah, not
TMGU.
TMGU. Well,
That doesn't roll off the tongue.
sounds
as
kind of
well.
like a medical condition a little bit more. TMGU.
Yeah,
you don't
like
want
something
that.
you see a
No, you don't want
medical commercial on. Yeah.
Well, man, you said earlier on stage up there at the VIP stage, that you guys have been working on new material.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I wonder if you can talk a little bit about what you might have cooking for the listening audience out
Well, I guess we can't reveal the name of the album yet, but we can tell you that it's 13 songs and all original. It's going to be coming out this fall, and new music is coming soon within the next month. It will start dropping songs here and there.
Singles on the way.
Oh yeah, and we're super stoked on it. It's sorry.
Yeah, no, like you said, we've been working on it for a while. We recorded it over at Sputnik Sound with Vance Powell in Nashville, and got to spend like 3 weeks with him, really getting it the way we wanted it to. And one thing I will say about this album is all the other projects we've ever done, we've played to a metronome, which has been like very, the words I hear say sterile. You know what I mean? Like it's
clinical.
It's very clinical, and like it's very unlike what a live performance would be. And so for this one, we ditched the Met, and we all got in a room together and overlaid our solos after we got in there. And if we didn't feel good about a break or whatever, we'd go back and overdub it. But for the most part, we did a lot of live stuff, and it feels so much more natural, man. I mean, we've been playing together for so long, and if we can stay together on stage, if we can stay together in the studio, and that was kind of the mindset going in, and man, that was a really, really good call on our part, because it made it sound so much better.
Can you guys say anything about the sound of the record, or kind of what direction it might be going in, or what listeners can expect sonically?
Man,
give us a little teaser.
Kind of random.
It's kind of all over the board.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like
going back to the set thing.
Yeah, it's kind of that same sort of thing. And there's like some that are more like traditional sounding and like more bluegrassy, and then some that are, I mean, there's one in particular on my mind that is out there.
Yeah, like
all
got bongos and sitar and like all sorts of stuff.
All sorts of crazy stuff.
Distorted fiddle and distorted guitar, like all. Yeah,
we had a field day in the studio with
really
a bunch of all sorts of stuff, and
I think that one's coming out.
That's with the whole album.
With the whole album.
Yeah, that's with the whole album.
Have to wait to the fall for that one. Radio
gotta wait for that one. But I don't think we've been more excited about a project we've ever put out.
Yeah.
We're super stoked for this one.
Gosh, well, I know everybody out there is going to be stoked for this one. I know I'm stoked for it for my show, and I know we're going to be spinning the life out of it on East Tennessee's own WDVX. I don't want to keep you guys for too much longer, but I know you've got a bunch of festival dates coming up, and I want you to be able to tell folks about where they can catch you this summer. But I want to ask first about, I know you guys are playing Bonnaroo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, that's one of my personal favorite festivals. And I know that you guys are playing the Kesha Super Jam. Is that right?
No, that's right, man.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what it feels like going to the Kesha Super Jam?
It was sort of random. Shout out Don Van Cleef and Lindsay Thagard. They're our management over at Red Light Management, indirectly, but Don Van Cleef Management, and we were just given that opportunity through them, through some connections, and come Bonnaroo, we're going to be able to play a couple songs with Kesha. She wanted a little bit of some acoustic vibes going on, I think, and
it's going to be great.
Yeah,
I think we're going to. I mean, we're planting the seed for a Kesha Bluegrass album. Is what I'm hoping for. I'm just kidding. I doubt that'll ever happen, but we're stoked for it. It's really cool. It's really cool of her to give us the opportunity to get up there, and I think it's almost comical, like just the crossover of like, I don't know.
You know anything that you're gonna play yet?
But
I don't know.
I don't know if you can say it.
I don't know if we can say. I don't want to get in trouble.
Let's just say it's not bluegrass. Like it's like very not bluegrass.
It's Kesha.
But we're gonna try to give it some
it's
of
not
that
Kesha.
flavor, like a little.
Yeah,
we'll
you'll see.
A little southern flavor.
A little southern flavor, yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
Well, where else can folks catch you this summer?
Shoot, we're gonna be at
Railbird,
Under the Big Sky. We're gonna be at Big Ponderoo. We're gonna be at High Sierra Music Festival. GoPro Mountain Games in Vail.
Green Mountain
Bluegrass Festival. We're gonna be at Delfest tomorrow, although it's probably
a little late.
So I'm
gonna make a last minute audible.
Yeah. Shoot. Any others we're missing?
I'm blanking,
Earl
dude.
Scruggs, right?
Yeah, I think Earl Scruggs.
Yeah.
Baygrass
in Annapolis.
Yeah, I don't know, mountaingrassunit.com. I don't
Yeah,
know.
really, that's the best way.
Follow us on all sorts of social medias, and because we're always posting all that stuff where we'll be, and we also post a lot of videos of us looking dumb all the time, and they're really funny.
do, yeah.
At least we think they are. So that'll help you stay up to date with all our tomfoolery.
Absolutely. You can catch their tour dates on their website. You can find them wherever you do social media. I have been joined by Sam Wilson and Drury Anderson. They're one half of Mountain Grass Unit. I'm your good buddy, Colton Zenni, right here on East Tennessee Zone WDVX. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a while today.
Thanks, Colton.
sure.
Appreciate it, man.